So I spent all day around that area where I was last year. I went to a whole new section, like a couple miles away, but it's the same area as far as I'm concerned. And then I found this dirt road I never knew about that was past there. It's late in the afternoon. I decided to come all the way up here, so I'm going to be driving out here in the dark no matter what. But it's something special up here, and as you can see, I'm higher. Look at this. You know, I just went and got those real quick and did that. Figured it'd be a good video. Look at this. You guys, there's actually a piece of plywood in there, like a really, really old piece of wood. And there's all kinds of like disturbances on the wood, like recently. Look at that. It's an old, like, I'm talking like 20, 30, 40 years old. Depends how treated it was. You know, and this is good. This is what I'm looking for. You know, I call it tribal. I make that up. That's my thing. I'm like, this is so tribal. Because it is. It's like, oh, I'm seeing more. Okay. This is good. This is what I needed today. I feel like, I think I got a good video in the other place. It's like, it's okay, but it wasn't what I need. Now this is what I need. This type of thing. I saw my ultimate signs. I have some special things that I can't give all the tricks away, but besides my gut feeling, you know, I get these special signs, and that's when I can locate the tribal ones, you know, and they're always up the highest possible elevations in that area is where, you know, I don't know what's different about them. They're just so, you know, you'll see just based on that structure and this, like the differences from this to what I was showing earlier today, like the lumberyard and stuff. It's so different. Let me get through here. Let's see if that's, you know, if that was a rare thing. Look at the X. Black X. If that was rare right there, I mean, or just random. Upside down. Stick just laying there. Like an X. Or it's good back here. Let's see. Give me a sec. I know it's good back here somewhere. It's just, do I have the time tonight? I'm so far up here, you guys. No one's around during this time, and nobody knows where I went today. I didn't tell anybody in the world. So if something happens to me out here at night, I'm not prepared. I don't even have a lighter on me. So I gotta be careful. But this could be, well, the reason I'm walking here is because of what I just saw, and I want to know if it's worth, I'm gonna make an approach in here miles back, and I want to know which direction to do that. I don't care if I have to spend 2 days driving around and doing this. I want to know where I'm going in. I want to see the best of the best of the best here. I need a name here too. I gotta come up with a name. Nothing's happened here that dramatic where I have a name, you know? I need a name to come to me. I don't want to just make one up. This is interesting. Large scale. You know, what I'm seeing here is Sasquatch. Bigfoot, not the witch owl, the witch wallows. Look at this. Aspens. There's one thing about the Aspens. It doesn't matter how old they are. They always look old. Because I've found that out when I first was doing this, when I was working full time. Sorry, I just flew up that hill, and it's steep. By gifting and stuff, I'd put a stick like this, like an old stick up, and they'd move it. You know, one time I put this beautiful stick up and leaned it, and I came back the next day. Dan will tell you, it's actually Dan's little spot by work. One of the first places I ever saw up here. Oh yeah, look at this. That's why I like finding the unique Aspens, because you'll start seeing stuff like this. This is why I do this. This is why I do this. This is the part I love. I don't really want to see them running over there. I know, because I've seen it, that's why. Once you've seen this a few times, well, now it's been, I don't like to talk about it, just trust me, okay? I have some of it on video, you guys have seen it, so. But it's been more than that, and I have some things I can't talk about. Look, I just won't say it on camera, I'm not gonna talk about it. You wouldn't either. Now, I've gotten some deep stuff, you know, and I'm trying to get to there, you know, on the camera. It's not a question about whether the camera is an issue or not. It's an issue, believe me. They want it because they want me to see this, but they don't want it on them. That's the way they are. It's not, it's, you guys have to understand. It's not because they don't want to be on Channel 4 News. Look at the trails that go through here. It's because this is how they are. If all the humans on Earth were gone, they might come out a little bit more, but they're going to still be weird like that. They don't like anything looking at them. You can ask anybody. This isn't my opinion. I have a friend, I won't mention his name, but it was a very unique story, okay? And a lot of you probably have seen him at least online. And I wonder if he even watches anymore. I'll give a little bit of hint, okay? He cuts hair, okay? But I promised him I would never talk about his video, or, you know, his pictures or his video. Well, at least saying it was his. I think it's okay now. Because I've seen, I mean, anyway, this guy's camping way out, right? He's going on a 3-day thing by himself. And this is before, I think, a lot of these videos and understanding this. The first night, okay, a fairy and a Bigfoot appear right in front of him. Right in front of him. He's staring at both of them. He said the fairy was extremely uncomfortable. Look at that one, upside down. With him looking at her face. They did not want their faces looked at. It's like this weird, bizarre thing, this separation that we have. That it's I don't know what it is. It's almost like we hurt them when we look at them. And she said to him, "It's not safe here. You need to leave." And see, the good ones came in, you know, because if he'd stayed there, no doubt about it, gone. There was one of the situations he was in there. This guy was never going to be seen again. Just like the tens and tens of thousands of people every year that disappear. Whether it be out here or by some alien or who knows what other, you know, maybe he was, you know, abducted for cloning. Our government probably takes some of us too. You know, check this out. So the Bigfoot says, I'm sorry, the fairy said, there's no way this guy, because I saw the stuff, I've seen the picture even. He took a picture. And I gave him my word because he doesn't want anyone to know. But, you know, once in a while, when you want to share, and, you know, when you can trust, what the? What's that? That's not stopping. What in the heck? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so and I want to finish the story because I want to get to this. Look at this. This is a whole Bigfoot area in the Aspens. This is really cool because it's unique. You know, I don't think I've ever really seen something like that yet. And you know for sure, right here. Whoa, what the son of a, you. Is that a turkey? Dude, you're killing me. What are you doing? He's right there. There's dinner. Oh yeah, it's a grouse or whatever, one of those things, pheasants. You scared me, silly. I mean, you didn't really scare me as much as you just like startled me. I was not expecting that. I was deep in a story. Thanks, buddy. Look at him. Always on the Bigfoot stuff, these guys. You see, typically, he would have just waited. They wait, I would have walked right by. He was sitting right under there. You know, and 9 times out of 10, I would have walked by and he wouldn't even have moved. And I say, you know, I always say, like, you never see any animals out here? That's how they do it. I've almost walked by moose, too. Giant moose. Because they'll just stand there until you see them. Because most of the time, you'll just miss them. So there's your giant X. I'll finish that story in a minute. Old bee's nest, which is unusual at this elevation. Very unusual to have a bee's nest up this high. Look at this place. Let me start a new clip. All right, so let me just finish that story because everyone's going to ask me. I didn't mean to start telling a story, but I did. The fairy says to him, it is not safe here. You need to leave. And meanwhile, there's a Bigfoot right next to the fairy. Okay, they were both very uncomfortable with him looking at his face. I mean, with him looking at their face. And sorry, I'm a terrible storyteller, but this is true. And so, long story short, he snapped a picture, and she gave him these old tools. They were It's unbelievable. I've seen the pictures of them. They had little like markings on them, like 3,000 years old. The most unique looking things ever. And he said that she gave them to him. She really cared about him and didn't want him to get hurt. I mean, if he had stayed, death would have occurred. You know, and I believe the same situation here. If I think, you know, you get warnings first typically, you know. And there was something about this guy. He's a good guy. You know, there was something that these good Sasquatch felt so strongly about with this guy, to warn him. Because typically, I don't think that they even risk a warning. So that's a very unique 1 in a billion situation. He got the hell out of there, you know. And I've seen the pictures, you guys, but I can never, you know, share that because I promised. I gave my word. And you know, I don't want to share it, you know, because it was such a unique, amazing thing. You know, you start passing that around. You know, this stuff doesn't happen again. You know, I want that to keep happening to people. You know, some of this stuff has to stay a little bit private. If I have it on here, I'll show it to you. Look at this. Let me start a new clip. Look at this, you guys. I think I found the place up here. There's quite a few. I'm almost at tree line here. Okay, it's right there. I mean, it's right. You can see it, but it's right there. That mountain behind. So I'm definitely found my spot. I like where the lumberyard place is, but it's monotonous, you guys. You gotta kill yourself and walk for an entire day, basically, to film what I just filmed today. I think this is gonna be better, because nobody ever can get here. And when you get to them, look at this parallel. Are you seeing this thing? I gotta start a new clip. Yes, look at this. Yeah. Check this out. This is my 3rd clip, because I keep starting over. I was telling a story and like, I need to talk about this, nothing else. Look at this. Look at this. And then look at that suspended parallel, you guys. I mean, it's not possible. Okay, this is definitive proof that there's beings that do this. And let me show you why. Do you see how this thing is it's actually, because it's in that wedge there? If somehow this tree, which by the way is the bottom of a tree, okay, which is 10 to 12 feet off the ground, it's perfectly leveled. If that thing did fall somehow from above, there's no way it would have stuck level. One side would have pulled with weight, and it would have went up. And it might have wedged in, but it would have been like this. You know, it would have been on an angle. There's no way that thing got like that on its own. I'm sorry, but there's just no freaking way. That's an amazing situation right there. What else is amazing is I'm in the aspen trees. It's unique to see large-scale structures in aspens, and I think I found a really good spot. I don't know where it is. This isn't even it. This is good. This is great. But something else is up here, and I can feel it in my bones. Look at this. Thank you, God, for that today. I needed that today. I need it every day, because especially after 8 hours in a forest, twiddling my thumbs basically, walking straight up hills for nothing, you know? I mean, I can see they're there, but nothing that I can film you guys. Look at this, another X right there. Now you'll notice there's nothing else going on here except structures. Like, you know, there's stuff on the ground here. I think they did a lot of that, and other stuff just fell down, you know? I have to say, even when I think they did every single one, that some of it's wind or people just can't mentally handle it. I get real, like, you guys, I have a sense of humor. Like, I get real tired of how serious some people are, even friends of mine. Like, it's really frustrating. Like, just lighten up, man. Have a sense of humor. Listen to the people that are out here and know what really are going on, not based on your experience in your little forest, okay? Use that experience too, but have an open mind that it's different than your little forest. Because guess what? I got your little forest and a million other ones. Look at this. Look at that parallel. That parallel is blowing my mind. And you'll see that over and over with these guys. Sorry, I vent once in a while, especially when I'm on something good. Because I constantly find it again and again and again when no one else is doing it as much as me. Not in the there is some people doing it amazingly, but you know, it gets frustrating when it's like, you know, because the guy that's getting upset about that, look, there's even an A-frame. It makes an A-frame right there. It's got everything right there. But it just gets frustrating. That's all. When you work this hard. This is hard, you guys. And yeah, there's nothing better being in the woods, but you have to remember, you could be water skiing. You could be doing anything, 24 hours a day. Let me water ski you for the next, 2 years without stopping. You'd be like, Mark, can I stop water skiing? Because it used to be fun, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter what you do, how amazing it is. It's repeated constantly. Look at that. It's not always fun and games. This is work, All right, over and out. All right, still up here. I guess I'll be putting together a couple different videos. Depends on my connection, you guys. I have strong signal, but it's like CenturyLink. It's not like I'm like on some like crazy hardwired, even on Wi-Fi of like optimum online. This is really bad. So we'll have to see. I might have to upload like overnight. Strange looking old area. It looks like this used to be really packed down and it's been left. You can see there's an X right behind it, some kind of structure. I'll tell you, this is fascinating in here. I'm really liking this. I know it's not a mind-blowing video, but there's something unique, so I'm just taking my time. I'm walking through because I know. By the way, I keep hearing them. They're up here. The weirdest sounds. I got this one bird. He didn't stop for like. It sounded sort of like a bird I've never heard before. Remember that, you guys. They can mimic any sound in the forest, anything. So you'll be like, oh, it's a squirrel. Oh, it's just like putting a candy wrapper in a strange-looking thing that looks like it could be Sasquatch. Oh, it's a human. This is how they work. It's never going to be within your acceptance. It's always hard. You got to trust me on this, okay? So even me, I'm not going to acknowledge them when they're doing those sounds because. Even if whether it's a real bird or it's not, because believe me, I know sometimes when there's ones that can't do it. They try to do it and it's so vocal. It's so a person that you just know, because some of them are, it's just like us. Some of us can sing, some of us can't. Some of us can whistle. They're exactly the same way. I hear the differences in the noises all the time. So I just kind of ignore them. But don't ever be fooled. Assume any sound you're hearing could possibly be them. I don't care what it is. Just assume it's possible. If you're seeing structures and stuff like that. I don't want you walking down a normal park and thinking a bird is Sasquatch. But so this is kind of the peak here. It's bizarre. So it's all surrounded by pine trees, right? Then it becomes kind of a mix of pines and aspens, and then it's completely aspens at the top. And they mark the top of it blatantly. Everywhere you look, there's an X or some kind of a structure, but nothing. Those leaners at the beginning were cool, weren't they? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna film those when I get back too. Like one more time. See, when you see a leaner like that, you know it's forked. It's them. Show me a tree leaning that doesn't have a fork on it, and I'll believe it. Give me a sec. Let me show you what appears to be, except for where they were sitting. Maybe it doesn't matter. Remember how I always tell you they leave some spots and they move over? Well, this is what it looks like to me. I mean, because this is really old here. You can tell that it used to be something, except here it looks still very disturbed. You can tell everything else is growing. This is used by whether it's a moose that sits here or whatever. Something's always sitting right here. It's the top of a peak. And, maybe that doesn't matter that it's that old. I don't know. But this looks like a spot where it used to be real active and they moved it. I'm just getting to the edge. I'm just kind of exploring. I'm looking to see if I want to come back in here tomorrow. I'm going somewhere tomorrow and I want it to be good. And if I don't come up here tomorrow, look at the X. If I don't come here tomorrow, I want to go up as close as I can to Bigfoot Universe. I do that every year now. I start going up and I kind of follow. I used to follow the snow, like I just keep going, but now I'm at a gate and I can only go as far as the gate. X, blatant. X. This whole hill is marked big time. It's amazing. I've already walked the whole hill. I'm down the other side of it, away from my car, with nothing on me. I have no backpack or nothing. X. Spot. There's no doubt about it. Now you believe that was a perch behind me. I'm not just making that kind of crap up. I know. You have to believe me. I just know. Trust me. Look at the spot. Here's your pine needles. Under those pine needles, tons of pine cones eaten. Leaners. The X I just showed you out in front of it all. Furniture. There's your decoration. Look at it all. Look at all the eaten pine cones. A lot of it's underneath. And look how soft. Do you see this? This is how they can walk in here. Look. See how that goes down? And there's nothing. You can see some flatness. That's it. There is no doubt they have been in here recently. There is no doubt about it. Man, this is hard up here because you have to understand where I am. You guys, I could have walked. I could have went in, anywhere within 10, 15, 20 miles. That's how far I drove up here. So where do you go? It's like you don't just pick a spot. You'd be Bigfooting the rest of your life trying to find a Bigfoot world. You have to have some kind of connection with these guys. And honestly, I'm not feeling it with these dudes up here. I'm really, really not. And that doesn't mean anything, but... And you have to have, there's a couple real tricks to this. On top of the bends and the things on the side of the road. Because you can follow those all day and you'll just find stuff like this. See, to me, it looks like they just got rid of snow here. That spot looks highly active to me right there. It looks really good if I was to go into those woods as well. I'm thinking out loud. I got structures everywhere. Just like little huts and stuff. X's. Look at that one. There's like 5 things involved with that. Curved bend leaner. But you never know, because when you walk on this, it doesn't leave footprints. Same spot. Nothing. So they can be here. We want to always see that, but they can just run all through here. And you'll never, ever see the footprints in a place like this. It's like Bigfoot Universe. You just never see a footprint there. There's nowhere there you can make one. Give me a sec. I'm running out of my card, and I got to dive back to the car. Look at that. Okay. So I just said I was going to dive down to the car. Like right there, I said that. I walked right here. Look at that. That's been done. That's a footprint, you guys. Because it must have been like real soft there. Look. It's really extra soft. It's such a footprint. Look. It's exactly the size of my foot, believe it or not. But it continues. Right through here. This has been pushed into that symmetrical X. Oh man, they have been in here this year. You can just see. One thing we look for too, like in Bigfoot Universe, is that they'll have all these sticks about the same size and all the bark has been peeled off of them. And, you can tell because they're all new. They always do that. I don't know if they peel bark out of boredom or what. So that was just that same spot. I thought it was interesting. Right under that pile of pine cones right there, of eaten pine cones, is a symmetrical X, which is bizarre. Give me a sec. I just walked out of that spot again. I'm really just trying to go to my car. X, and then another X. There's more X's hidden in there, right in here, which tells me there's no doubt that is a main spot right there. It's a big spot. I'll bet you anything there's a similar spot all the way over past where all those structures I did and go to the other side and they'll do the same exact thing. It's because they watch. They secure areas, whatever it is, but there's just too many X's. Oh, I just got cell reception up here. That's a miracle. It's probably just 1 bar for 1 second. But I just heard my phone made a noise. All right, over and out. I want to see something wild. So I'm on this downslope. I'm hoping I can come back to the car this way because I have no idea where I am. Really interesting though. Okay, so I'm seeing large scale. This one coming downhill, thank God for once. But look how the other one is on top. I can't explain this one at all. All right, look at this. That has just been put. Couple really blatant ones up here, right? The parallel one and that one are really good. I mean, that is so unbelievable. And let me show you the top of it. Take a guess what the top of it is. In fact, I think I saw that one. Yeah, that's the one. I even mentioned, show me one without a fork at the top. I just realized it now, but I couldn't see that because I was up there. That's amazing. That's where they get blatant. No one's ever going to be here, so they don't see that. And if they did walk by here somehow, you're going to notice that stuff. Notice what the one that's pushed down is. You see that? I think that's fascinating, okay? Some of that stuff is better than anything else to me. Okay, so you got what I showed you, right? The one that one's standing on top of is a clumped, quadrant, we'll call it, with a symmetrical X on top of it. Unbelievable, just an amazing structure that most even squatchers would never even notice. No offense. Because you don't see it, you're looking for these mind-blowing things, and most of what they do is things like this. This is Bigfoot. People want it to be bigger and better, but it is. But those are the special ones. You got to find basically all of these Sasquatch, in my opinion, answer to the main clan somewhere around here, and the smart ones. I call them the college-educated ones. They sometimes wear hats. They have I've even seen cloak type, not cloak, like a robe, like a monk outfit kind of. In Bigfoot universe, I've seen. It's really strange, and that's the only way. Oh my God, look at that. That's so funny. Step here, footprint, so blatant, right there. These are all this is just blockage here. I forgot what I was saying. Ignore me. Over and out. Look at this spot with all the snow. You think it's too early, but no. This is one of the reasons I think, they don't rely on a lot of our resources. I can't imagine if they weren't just sitting there, they would come and just scoop, some snow up. They don't need our stuff. That's why, at the beginning I hear people say, oh, just look for water source, and they're making up shit to tell people. Water source. Do me a favor. If you're looking for Sasquatch, never look for a water source, okay? These aren't animals, in that sense. They don't need what, in our, it's not within our thinking. They get whatever they want, however they want it, whenever they want it. It's just, they don't have to do it like us. Water source. Such common sense human thinking. Water source. I used to hear people all the time try to explain how to find Sasquatch. You gotta have a water source. No. Look at that one. That's amazing. Sorry, I'm not giving anyone a hard time, just certain, I guess you could group people into that group that just don't seem to get it. They just make up whatever sounds logical to them, and that's the answer.